Right, boys, this is PINT SIDE with MiXR, the only app that rewards you for watching the football down the pub with a pint in hand. Rory, Seb, what a game. What a game that was. What an atmosphere in here as well.
I've never been more relieved in my life, mate.
I know. Harry Kane puts England through to the round of 16 at the World Cup. 2 goals in the second half. How are we feeling?
Relieved. Well, it's never in doubt, really.
Never in doubt. Not with Harry Kane.
Sure? That is the only place we can start, with Harry Kane. That second goal especially. The header for the first goal is excellent.
For the header is really good.
That creates the first goal. The cross is all right. It's a decent cross, but the header, the movement, top. And in the second goal, the amount of players or strikers that just get that, play it out wide, but he takes the responsibility for England, smash it into the roof of the net, and he's won the game for us.
Yeah. Big cheers for Harry Kane. Big cheers for Harry Kane. Cheers for Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
Come on, boys.
It's about time. Anyone that's doubted Harry Kane in the big moments for England, he has bailed us out of that game.
Yeah,
big time.
With 2 quality
Do you
goals.
think that second goal is the biggest goal that he's scored for England other than the Germany goal?
Yeah.
I think it's arguably bigger than Germany.
It is bigger than
Probably.
Germany. Obviously, we were drawing, so who knows if it hadn't gone in, if we'd have gone on to win. But going out to DR Congo in the round of 32 would have been
Disaster.
for this group. Catastrophic.
And the Germany goal was the second goal as well. It's like you said, it's really good movement for the first goal.
Yeah.
He had a half chance in the first half, and then obviously he had the penalty appeal as well, which, to be honest, I think
Penalty?
not for me. I think it probably was a dive, to be honest.
He initiates the contact.
We've seen that a million, as Spurs fans, we've seen that a million times.
This is what he does.
This is what he does.
This is what he does. But the finish for the second one is absolutely outrageous.
It's the best tournament goal he scored for us.
For sure. So he won the Golden Boot in 2018 with 6 goals. He's now got 5. So he's level with Haaland. He's one behind Messi and Mbappe. And look, I didn't think his performances. He was good against Croatia, got the brace, obviously.
Yeah, he's good,
all the stuff around the penalty. Ghana, he was very quiet against a low block. Panama outside of the goal. I know it's another good header like the first goal tonight.
Good movement again.
Good movement, but again, quite quiet, not really in the game that much. And again, tonight, a bit quiet in the first half outside those 2 moments. But when you need him to step up and deliver, that is how you answer the call.
I feel like the difference between him under Southgate, in that kind of game, he would have still dropped deep. He would have still dropped deep and tried to pick up the ball in those areas, and we would have struggled in that way. It was clear that Tuchel went, we need you up front, we need you occupying defenders in the penalty area. And that, that's what paid off for us, really.
Go and be a striker, I think. It had to be the message that it was. There are certain games where him dropping deep and us having those runners in beyond will work. But you could tell, I mean, there were moments where Bellingham had his chances, falling from Declan Rice, the header, the other one from Madueke, but we needed Harry Kane to just go and be a striker.
And when you talk about, if you were looking at another nation who had a player in the Ballon d'Or running who needed to step up in a game like that, you'd be looking at, say if that was Mbappe for France, you'd be saying they've got to step up in a game like that.
Yamal for Spain, exactly the same. You go, right, go and grab the game. And to score the goals in the manner that he did, that is grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and going, we're not going out here. I'm going to do this for us. And fair play to him, because like we said, a lot of people have doubted Harry Kane for a long, long time. And, you know, us two as Spurs fans, obviously, we've had to defend him for a long time, really. And there have been legitimate questions and concerns around what he's done.
A little smirk.
And I can say that, it's true. Like, there have been legitimate concerns around him, but... And people say, oh, it's only DR Congo. DR Congo got a point against Portugal in the first game in the group stage. A lot of people are putting Portugal forward as strong favourites for the tournament. They got a draw there. And credit to them, they were good tonight as well. They came out from the first whistle, made us uncomfortable. They got the goal, which we'll come on and talk about the defence, obviously. And then after that, they were in our faces. They were going for it. England had to claw that game back and go and grab it.
I mean, they played differently to how I thought they would play. They came at us much more in that first half than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be 90 minutes sat behind the ball, making it really difficult. It wasn't that really.
Well, ultimately, instead of sitting back, they preyed on the fact that our defence is vulnerable. And I think that is the second sort of big thing to take away from the game. We look shaky. Compared to what we've always had with England under Southgate is that at the very least we look pretty solid defensively. I feel like now we look shaky in every game this tournament. We conceded 2 against Croatia, albeit we didn't concede against Ghana, but should have given away a penalty. Got lucky with the Pickford chance. Panama maybe not so much. It's really concerning, and For that first goal, I mean, Ponza is dragged well out of position. God knows where he's going, ends up holding Gahey's hand. It looks worse for Jed Spence because he's got to track that run, but ultimately, he's got two men to mark. He picks the runner that's gone centrally, which is probably the bigger threat, leaves the man at the back post, and then Jordan Pickford, for me, has to do better. Near post, I think so far he's had a shaky tournament. I think there are big question marks over him being England's number one. I don't expect that to change during this tournament, but I'd be very surprised if it's not his last tournament.
It feels like maybe after this World Cup, that's where that transition period kind of starts a little bit with Trafford knocking on the door, especially if Trafford gets a move in the summer which will allow him to play more first team football. He's a lot more comfortable and composed on the ball than Pickford. And look, Pickford's done so much in an England shirt where he's bailed us out at times and contributed to big things, but on the ball, I've always said it, he treats it like a bit of a bomb. He does want to get rid of it at every opportunity, looks to go long and just launch it, almost kick it as hard as he can. He does it a lot more. And look, again, as a Spurs fan, I'm going to back Jed Spence, and he had shaky moments as well, but people automatically look to him towards the goal, and people look at right back because we've got James injured and point that out as a weak link in the team, whereas people aren't going to have as many arguments over the two centre-halves, when actually, tonight, I thought Konsa was largely quite poor for most of the game, especially for that first goal. I don't really know where he's going, what he's doing, and every game so far, in different ways, England, like you said, have looked shaky, whether it's we get opened up on the break a bit too much, teams have a lot of space against us, and look, I want to see England go for it, I want to see England be brave, but there's got to be a bit more of a balance there, and we don't look very organised at all, and that is a worry when you look at France last night and thinking, all right, we might meet them in the final, and the final is a one-off game.
That's terrifying.
You never know. It is terrifying. But on the way to the final, which we'll come on and talk about, Mexico looked good in attack. The two South American teams, Brazil and Argentina, have got attackers that can really hurt
Norway,
us. Norway, if they beat Brazil, that defence does worry me quite a lot.
I worry a lot about Konsa and Gahey. And I guess it's now a valid argument for Stones to come in, where it's like...
The problem is he looked shaky in the first game. In fact, the first game he looked shaky enough. With him and O'Reilly looked shaky enough that we went, we need to bring Gahey back in. So we've kind of rotated between the three of them. We've not found anything that looks particularly
stable. At previous tournaments we've always had a settled defence. If you want to make changes going forward, and we have done that as well. Obviously Rashford continuing to start tonight. Gordon started the first two games, and maybe you can make changes there, but not having a settled defence, I think, is a bit of a...
I looked at that, so when we conceded the first goal, Norway, in previous tournaments, when we got behind 1-0, we have then settled back into our rhythm pretty quickly. We lost our heads for 15, 20 minutes after that.
We needed the drinks break. Like, a lot of people chatting about the hydration breaks. We needed that massively tonight. To be fair, things did change after that.
They did.
But I was looking at, in that moment, I was looking at Konsa, Gahey, Spence and O'Reilly. The actual major tournament experience they've got there, the most of them is Gahey with the Euros, and the other ones have none. Like, literally none. So, if you are going to stick with two now, who would you actually stick with going forward? Because, for me, Konsa and Gahey, whilst maybe they're better players than Stones at this point, does the John Stones being on the pitch at that point go, lads, settle down? Like, play the game, maybe launch one long. Because at that moment right after the goal, where we were trying to play out, Jed Spence lost the ball, then Konsa got it and lost the ball straight away afterwards, still trying to play.
Well, the centre-back pairing we've not seen yet is Stones and Gahey. Because we saw it was Konsa and Stones, and then it's been Konsa and Gahey. And honestly, I'm beginning to think Konsa actually is the one that's the weak link here.
Stones and Gahey was a lot of people's shout before the tournament.
It was. I think a lot of people.
And also, that's what got us to a Euros final. I know we had a slightly more favourable run, obviously, than what we're going to have, but they have got that experience of playing together when things get difficult. And also, you come back to Pickford, like you just said, about having 5 minutes just to settle down, to gather your thoughts, and, you know, as a group consolidate a little bit. He doesn't help that as well. He's a bag of nerves. Like, in the bigger moments, he can come up with a massive save or whatever, and you can rely on him, but when you need to really settle and regroup a bit, that's a worry as well.
That's why you want you know, as an Arsenal fan, you want a David Raya to put his foot on the ball and just slow it down a little. What are you laughing for?
As a what?
Oh, what are you laughing for?
We're talking about England here,
There's
mate.
no club bias here, although I've just seen Spurs have agreed a £100 million deal for Sandro Tonali.
Yeah,
We'll have to talk about that. But yeah, the defence is a worry. Like, it is a worry. And also, the midfield tonight I didn't think was great in terms of ball retention, staying a bit calm, protecting the defence as well.
Yeah.
I don't think you changed Rice and Anderson. I think there's been questions for Kobbie Mainoo sort of a call for Kobbie Mainoo to come in. I think against teams that are going to sit in against us a little bit and you want to break them down and show a bit of composure, yeah, but the third kind of point is the run we're now going to have to the final if we get there. We're actually not going to face a lot of teams like that that we need to break down. Mexico up next, guaranteed. If we do get through that, then obviously it's Brazil in the quarters. Or Norway, and then Argentina, probably, and then obviously France. Those games lend themselves a little bit more to England containing, sitting a bit further back, and then using that threat on the pace.
The tournament looks entirely different for us from this point onwards.
It does,
basically.
but also, to be fair, getting over the line tonight and doing what we did do does give the players a bit more confidence, but that is a tough run.
Tuchel has said in his press conferences that you just need to get through these games, and then moving forward, we are better set up for those. I mean, coming onto the pitch today, I thought Gordon had a really good impact today, actually. Got the assist for Harry Kane's goal, which was pleasing. And what did you think of his impact and the wingers in general?
Well, I thought Gordon's impact was good. I thought the right-hand side, weirdly actually, Rice had moved to right-back, but the right-hand side of Rice, Eza, Saka, obviously there is like a club link up there. Happens to be my club, that's what I'm doing with it. But it did look good. It looked better down that right-hand side.
Yeah, and I think Rice moving to right-back, generally, that was again, I know we're chasing the game at that point and Tuchel's running out of options, but that's something that people have spoken about a little bit with our lack of right-backs. He's done it for Arsenal in a couple of games. I also thought with the right-hand side, like Spence obviously had a difficult period for 20 minutes or so, but he recovered quite well. I thought Madueke, his end product at times obviously not the best, and there was a couple of moments in the first 20 minutes or so where he didn't beat his man, he went down for the penalty appeal, but actually again after the drinks break, he looked a lot more threatening, put that brilliant ball in for Bellingham for that header. What I do like about Madueke is that I don't think he is a player that gets knocked back. No. I think he will kind of keep going and going and going and going. And
he proved that today.
He did, and he's another option. If the games are going to get stretched later down the line, that ability to run in behind, he's got to up his end products, obviously, but there are still encouraging signs there, I think.
There are. I think there will be a fair bit of negativity just because it was a lot closer than people would have liked it to be, and we had to fight back and come back. But
as I said earlier, they're no mugs.
No, they're not idiots.
They're no mugs.
And I look at as a great example, Germany against Paraguay had the same thing where they went down and they didn't fight back and win.
No, exactly.
Whereas we have, and there were on another day, Bellingham scores one of the two really good headed opportunities he had. Harry Kane scores that volley at the back post. Harry Kane wins a penalty.
Yeah.
There were chances there where on another day you're looking at a completely different scoreline, and it probably doesn't feel as tight as it was.
For sure. And I will say as well, on that point, I love Gareth Southgate. I really do love him. But over the Croatia game, the second and third game weren't great. But we are actually creating quite a lot of chances from open play. Whereas under Southgate, for all the quality, we didn't always necessarily do that.
I'd even say that performance tonight was an improvement on Ghana. And arguably an improvement on Panama as well.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
Like
there's more jeopardy in a knockout, so people are going to feel like that was really stressful. But
that's it. We deserved to win the game.
We did.
We won the game. Harry Kane has turned up again. Question for you boys: Is he the greatest England player of your lifetime?
Yeah, I think
without
so.
a shadow for me.
He's got to be.
Come on, mate.
For England, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about England players.
Yeah.
It wasn't England.
But the greatest English player in my lifetime is still Wayne Rooney, but Harry Kane is the...
For England.
For England, Harry Kane is the...
What's that now? 5 goals in this World Cup, 6 goals in 2018, couple of goals in Qatar.
He's
and we haven't...
3 goals ahead of Gary Lineker now in England.
Has he got more World Cup goals now than Pele?
He does. And we haven't even really touched on the second finish.
Brilliant finish. Yeah.
Touch, finish, bang.
World class.
There we go. Through. Good job, well done. It was never in doubt. And on to Mexico.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys. Well, hey.